Alright, this is the coop. I tried to make it as easy to clean. I pretty much don't have to go in there anymore. I'll step you through some of the different features I put on the outside here to keep it pretty easy to clean. First off, I guess this is a 3/4 inch piece of PVC, a 5-gallon bucket with a lid on the top, and that's pretty important. You gotta, and then whatever size pipe you use, make sure you cut the same size hole in the top of the lid here. Because if they're actually using it now. These things are called poultry nipples, and what they do is, you see, they peck on it and then some water comes out. So they figured that out pretty fast, but what I did was I have a laser pointer and I just shined it right on the end, and then they went over to it and pecked it, and then, you know, figured out that water comes out of there when you hit it. So thanks for timing this out, birds. They weren't using this for a little bit here. Anyway, so I don't need to go in there to fill the water. I just fill it till it overflows, and then that's good. It seems to last 3 or 4 days anyway. I've got 8 birds here. And the same kind of setup I got here with the food. This is just a 45-degree angle. I hooked this onto the side of the coop with that clamp or whatever you call it. And then obviously I just stick the funnel inside of there, and then food drains down all right through that into there to fill it up. And this is the back of the coop. I decided, well, let me put this camera down for just a second. You get a nice look at the window while I open the door. Alright, so this is the inside, and I think these roofs here are about, I don't know, maybe 15 inches off the ground. I really wanted the whole door to open up to make this easy to clean. You'll see here there's no lip on the edge of this. I put some linoleum down on the bottom to make it extra easy to clean. And then these things kind of temporarily here, but I had a tarp hanging between these from there and then kind of down and then up, so I just pulled all the bedding onto the tarp with a hoe and then scraped it all into a garbage bag, which I had below that. It was pretty easy. I just cleaned it out for the first time the other day. So that for the roofs I used just wood. I've heard they prefer that over the 2x4s. And then obviously to have the door be able to open up the whole way across, that's why this is hanging down, to have the roofs on. The nesting boxes you really want to have underneath the window, not opposite, because from what I hear the birds like to lay in the dark. And over this window I put a piece of hardware cloth. It's the screen that comes with the window, would be pretty easy to bite through for any animal that wanted to get in. Alright. In terms of the nesting box here, it's going to be pretty tough to see. I'll see if I can get a good focus on it. You can kind of tell this piece here, I had to cut at an angle, and then also this piece here is at kind of that angle. And that's so that when this opens up, get a good focus here. Otherwise it kind of rubs underneath if you don't have the 2 pieces of plywood. So if you cut them both at probably like a 45-degree angle, like that, and then like this, you focus in this again, should do all right. This window I got down at Ace. It's about $80 or something. I didn't want to pay that much, but I'm sure you can get them cheaper at like a shed supply store, but I was not in the place to be shopping around at that time. And this is the nesting box here. I think these are they're pretty big. These might be like 15 by 15. Like I said, I've got them shut off now. I just didn't feel like cleaning them out yet while they're not using them. And yeah, let me show you how this other, like I said, the way this thing works. So it slides up and down the track, and then what stops it at the top is this little eye hook that I have. I think that's what eye hook. I think that's what it's called. And let me run over here and get this piece. So you could probably build this out of 2 separate pieces, but I took a circular saw, and if you've got a table saw, that's what I would use. I took a notch out of this piece, so what happens is the door just kind of slides up and down in there. Alright, I hadn't mentioned this before, but this is a 12-volt deep cycle battery. It's important that it's a deep cycle battery because the other ones aren't really meant to be drained down all the way. But I have this powering little hookups on the top. I got these down at the hardware store just to go right under the terminals. But I've got these powering some 12-volt LEDs that are, I got these on Amazon. I guess it's just intended to, people put them in like their cup holders or something, you know, accent lighting. But those have been running, it's a Sunday afternoon now. On Tuesday, those will have been running for 2 weeks off of the one battery on the one charge, and when that runs out, you can just, it's called a trickle charge. You can just charge those right back up. I just didn't want to have an extension cord running across the lawn all the time. Apparently, if the birds fall off the roost at night, you really want to have a way to keep a little bit of light out here so they can see where they're going to get back up. And I put some concrete backer board up in here. I'm going to put some of those heat plates on the ceiling over the winter in here. But I wanted to get all that installation stuff done before this gets all crapped up. In terms of venting, I've got some hardware cloth up here, and that's a vent, and then on the other side there, I've got a little bit more hardware cloth. It's a strange name, I feel like, but it's like a durable screen. And then when I do need to hang a light in here over the winter, if I do that, so they keep laying, I put a little hook in there. Like I said, I'll talk more about the construction of this then, but just in terms of features, I have my roost about 15 inches off the ground, my nesting boxes, which are closed still because they're not laying yet. I'll probably open them in a month or two. I got them in about Easter time, and they're only, well, it's the beginning of June now, so they like to have sand in here, so I put a sandbox in. They kind of bathe themselves in that, and then it was getting really muddy out there in the actual run itself, so I put some sand down out there just to try to keep the mud down. And yeah, I guess that's it. You can post below if you've got any questions here, but like I said, my goal here was to not have to walk through there all the time because it does get pretty crappy, but I can fill the water and the food from the outside, and also, like I said, with cleaning this with the linoleum on there, that was pretty easy. So signing off for now. We'll see ya.